guys, welcome back to another video. It's Asia. Sorry, I need some chapstick. Our lips are really chapped. Also known as Beauty Health. And in today's video, I'm just going to be talking about my senior year experience because I think I kind of owe you guys an explanation. I mean, about kind of why I was absent senior year and like what I was going through senior year, because I don't really talk about that stuff. I mean, I do, but like I don't like post it on my YouTube channel or on my main Instagram. I post it on my spam Instagram or my Finsta. My Instagram just made for friends where I can like express myself without getting the constant controversy from my family and things like that. So it's just easier. But I never like really like rant or talk to you guys. Like I always like kind of plan out my videos, and so I thought why not talk to you guys about that today. So yeah, if you don't already, don't forget to follow me on my social medias. They're always going to be linked down below for my Instagram, Snapchat, and my Twitter, because I made a Twitter when I turned 18 because I'm grown, period. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you'd like to hear more about how I feel or more videos where I actually rant. And don't mind the 2 nails. They just don't want to come off. I have to take off my nails because, you know, work, grown stuff, adult stuff. Don't forget to subscribe too, because you know we're family here, and this is an environment where I want everybody to feel safe. So if you feel safe and want to continue on this journey with me, subscribe. And if you are subscribed today, don't forget to turn on that bell notification so you can be notified every time I post. And if you hear any loud noises, I truly apologize. It's like pouring cats and dogs outside, and there's a lot of rain and thunder, so that's what's going on. So let's just get right into the video. So let's talk about my senior year. Yeah, senior year was crazy. I didn't do any sports senior year. Before senior year, it went into junior year. Junior year, you know, I was going to chair conditioning. I got my first job. I started working at Sonic, so I was going to chair conditioning. I was working a job and like still in school. So this is like the beginning. This is like the second semester of my junior year. So this is coming to the end of junior year. So after a while, I stopped going to chair conditioning, and because like my grades were slipping. Well, my chemistry grade was slipping, and I knew if I ended up having to see on my report card, my mom would say, hey, you need to cut back your work hours. You're not allowed to go to chair conditioning. You're on punishment, and I want your phone. So, you know, I knew what was the problem, so, you know, needed to cut that out. So, you know, over the summer, I was going anyway, tried out for cheer. And keep in mind, I've been cheerleading since I was a freshman in high school. I mean, so, like, cheer was my life. Cheer and YouTube, like, people could tell you, cheer and YouTube, I was in love with it. So, yeah. I didn't make the cheer team, which was really heartbreaking for me, because I'm just like, I was always dedicated to the team. I never gave you any kind of backlash, you know, whatever, yada yada yada. And a lot of the people who are my friends are also my chairmates, were really kind of pissed that she didn't put me on the team for my senior year. And you know, it's whatever. So a little bit going into senior year now, you know, I'm like, okay, whatever. I might not be on the cheer team, but you know, I'm still part of, what do you think, what are those people that you run for, like president, vice president? Oh yeah, I'm still a class officer or whatever. So you know, I took up time for my senior year, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. At the time, me and AJ, we were still dating. Everything was okay with us in our relationship. I mean, at this time, it was a little rocky, but whatnot. Then we were supposed to have this hurricane, but then it never hit. So we had all these days out of school, and then me and AJ relationship was getting rocky. So, you know, I was kind of a little sad, because I was already sad about not making the cheer team, and like 2.5 weeks later, I'm having problems in my relationship, and I'm just like, oh my God. Then my dad had to get deployed because of the hurricane, and I'm just like, okay, now too much is going on. School's going on. And how my high school set up is block scheduling. So we have 4 classes one semester, and we have a different set of 4 classes second semester. But if you have an AP class, you have that same class all year round, first and second semester, if it's an all year AP class. So my senior year, I took a total of 6 classes, and out of those six classes, 3 of them was AP classes. So I had my classes first semester, I was taking AP Literature first block, I had AP Chem second block, third block I had AP Gov/Avid, and then fourth block I had Trig. And then for second semester, I still had the same first 3 classes, except second semester, instead of having Trig, I had Math Analysis, which is also known as Pre-Calculus. So I had a full plate. After a couple of weeks going into school, me and AJ broke up. So like I was really sad because, you know, emotions are high when you're a teenager or whatever. So like I was really sad a lot senior year because, you know, I was missing a very important part of my life, because before me and AJ were dating, you know, we were friends, we were best friends and all of that before we were dating. So, you know, when you get in relationships like that, you know, you never know if you're gonna come out the other end as being friends or not being friends. I mean, right now to this day, me and AJ, we are friends, but we're not super close. But we talked about, you know, ever being best friends again. But right now he has a girlfriend, so, you know, I don't want to be in the way. I don't want her to feel some kind of way. So, you know, I just haven't talked to him recently. But yeah, senior year was crazy. You know, I was just like kind of distanced myself from people and my friends. And my friends noticed it because they was like, Asia, you're not really happy. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? I'm very happy. So, you know, I try to like distract myself from things and keep myself distracted, so that I wasn't like worrying about things that kind of made me like emotional, or I had to think about things. So I worked a lot, and the result as working, I got promoted to becoming a crew leader / manager. So, I mean, I got something out of this situation, and like, I don't know. But anyway, on top of that, it was really hard because first semester I got to see AP Literature, and English is not my best subject, you guys. I freaking suck at English. So you probably thinking, so Asia, if you suck at English, why take an AP English class? I mean, junior year I took AP English 11, so 12th grade year I took AP Lit, which is just AP English 12. So I'm like, cause I'm going to college and I suck at English, so why not just take the AP class? And then when I get to college, I kind of already know, like, you know, that was my reasoning. So yeah, I got a C first quarter, and my mom was mad. And then third quarter, I got a D+. This is my first failing grade ever, and you know, I'm crying my eyes out, and I'm just like, I feel like a failure. I feel like I can't do anything. I just felt like senior year is really kicking my butt. And it could be it's my fault. It could also be my fault because I decided to take 3 AP classes, so I knew what I was getting into. But at the same time, like, AP Chem and AP Gov, it wasn't even hard, especially since I had AP Gov on I had AP Gov as AB days, so I would have AP Gov every other day and then alternate with Avid. So one day I would have Avid, one day I would have AP Gov. So AP Gov and AP Chem really wasn't my worries. It's really just AP Lit. But anyway, I think I got that D+. I just felt like, what am I doing? I feel like when the colleges is gonna see this on my transcript or whatnot. Now keep in mind, since it's block scheduling, and since I had those classes every single day, only the even numbers would count on my report card. So first quarter, the C didn't count, and since this was third quarter, my D+ didn't really count. But then on my midterm, I got a D, and I wasn't surprised because every essay we wrote in that class, she failed me. I always got a 2. She would never give me higher anything. She would never give me higher than anything than a 64. And overall, that teacher, me and her just. So I also kind of thought it was like a little grudge thing and whatnot. But over time, you know, the class did get better. I mean, I was going to tutoring with her in the mornings before school started every Tuesday and Thursday, and staying after school. So every Tuesday and Thursday, I was there at her classroom at 7:30, all the way up to 8:45 when school started. And then after school, all the way from about 4 o'clock all the way to 4:45. So Tuesdays and Thursdays I'm getting all this extra studying stuff and whatnot. And on top of that, I still had officer meetings every Monday. We had to, you know, get stuff together for prom, setting up stuff, doing stuff for homecoming. I went to the homecoming dance and whatnot. I went with Brian, who, if you don't know, he also the boy who took me to my prom and then my ring dance, my junior prom, my junior year, and you know, whatnot. So yeah, after that, I started to get really distanced from my friends. I mean, I was already distanced, but at this part, like first semester, I got really distanced, and I really just indulged myself in between work and school. If it wasn't work and school, I really wasn't going out. I went out on one date. I went to the Playboy Cordy / YFN Luch concert. I went on that, and I went on a Busch Gardens date. Other than that, I didn't do anything. I just was in my books and in school and work, because I felt like if I couldn't do good in work or I couldn't do good in school, then I felt like I wasn't anything. Or it wasn't that I didn't feel like I wasn't anything. I just felt like I was failing at everything. I failed in my relationship. I was failing in school with English. So I just felt like work was the only thing that was making me happy at the time, because, you know, it was the only place where I didn't have to think about that stuff. I could just work and forget everything, and outside world, it's just like when I came to work, work was work, and it was the only place where at the time it was positive, where I was getting encouraged, and I was getting advanced in. So I felt like, well, if I'm not good in this aspect in life, well, I need to make something else that I'm good at. So yeah, and basically it was like that the whole senior year. Me very, very, very sad and emotional, and people telling me, Asia, you need to come out, come have fun with us, come to this party. And I'm like, no, I got work or I got school. And it got really repetitive, and I'm just doing the same things, going to work, going to school, and getting my homework done every single day. So second semester comes around, and, you know, I'm excited about prom and everything. And I'm just like, okay, well, prom is coming up. I ain't, for the longest, didn't think I was gonna have a prom date, guys. Like, you know, the little stuff that y'all think that I'm ranting about might not matter, but that stuff matter. And it was a really big deal to my mom. Like, I had to have a prom date, or I had to pay for prom on my own if I didn't have a date. So, you know, I went through a pretty good amount of people, of dates and whatnot. I started talking to this one boy second semester, and things were going good, everything. He was supposed to be my prom date and whatnot, and then he just wasn't being serious about prom. So, you know, I had to cut that off, whatnot. And I just felt like every boy that I talked to, or everything, I just felt like, again, like, wow, as soon as I think I have something good, something smacks me in the face. And then also, I found out that I didn't get into Baylor. And if you didn't know, Baylor, it was my #1 school. Like, I knew, like, Baylor University, I was coming, like, I knew I was gonna get in. I knew that was my dream school. I just knew that's where I was going. And that was very upsetting, because all my other friends, they were getting into their #1 schools, and I'm just like, wow, I really did not get into my #1 school. And that also made me more sad, because I'm like, okay, well, if I can't get into the school I wanted, I must really not be good for anybody else who I'm doing anybody any good. And I just, like, was really lonely. Senior year, I hated senior year. I freaking hated senior year. Anybody can tell you that. I hated it. I hated senior year. I did not have fun. I was always sad, and I was always crying, because I'm so freaking emotional, and I don't know, obviously, how to innovate or interact with any other emotion in my body besides to cry. And I'm just, I hated senior year. I mean, at the end, after I would say about March, after I did the overnight stay at my college, that's when things got better. I guess because it was closer to the end of the school year, but that's when things started picking up more with being a class officer and getting prom set up and getting everything finalized for prom. and I had a solid prom date, and I had everything figured out, and it just felt like it was finally some light at the end of the tunnel. And I just felt like first semester and the first half of second semester, I just felt like I really hit rock bottom with, you know, getting a D plus and going through a breakup and not having anybody to talk to about it, and not having the friend that I wanted there. It just really sucked for me. I just hated senior year, which is also why I didn't post a lot, not just because of the classes, but because I wasn't truly happy. So I didn't want to post and, you know, be trying to create this fake persona, because I feel like if I'm gonna post and I'm not truly myself, or at least genuinely happy, then I feel like it would have reflected my content, and that's not the content that I want to post. I mean, so that didn't happen. So for me, my senior year, it was horrible, but I wouldn't have traded it for anything in the world, because getting that D plus, it made me stronger, because 7th and 8th quarter I got my A minus, and in 8th quarter I got my A. So I had to really work for that A and that A minus, and I knew it was in me. I was finally able to get it done, and we had this AP English like group chat. So like when I first got my first A in there, I texted everybody and all my friends in that class, or some of my associates in that class. They were very supportive of me, because they knew about my tutoring and everything, and saw how she treated me, and always saw my essays, and they didn't think it was right either. But just the support from them, it made me feel like I can accomplish a lot more than I can, and that, you know, we are our harshest critics. So it just made me feel like I can really conquer the world. And then when prom came, I was like, dang. And then after prom, it was my birthday, and I'm just like, wow. And then when I got awarded with my when I got my certificate for, you know, completing Avid and whatnot, and graduating from Avid, and, you know, coming out the end with over $1 million in scholarships, and got into over 30+ schools, I really realized like I should give myself a lot more credit than I do. And here I am. I came out fine. I mean, senior year could have been where somebody could have died or something, so I'm grateful that that didn't happen. But I mean, it could have been a lot worse. And then when I also went to my other banquet, and I got invited to the academic scholarships award banquet, whatever it was, I, you know, actually completed high school with a 3.5 GPA. Even though my GPA didn't change senior year, I'm still proud of myself, because even though I did get that D and that D plus and that C, it could have been a lot worse, and I could have not gotten my 3.5. But overall, senior year did get better, especially towards the end. And that I just hated senior year. But on the other note, I still came out on the positive side, and I still got into a college that I really do love and really want to be at. And if it's just a lot for me senior year, because a lot of stuff was going on, and nobody really cared to, you know, check up on me and ask how I was doing. And if you guys want to know, like, yeah, me and AJ, we're still friends. Even during senior year, we would FaceTime. Well, more like I would FaceTime him, but like we came to an agreement, or more like he said, I can always call him. And so I'm forever grateful for that. I'm always forever grateful for AJ. I'm forever grateful for everybody who helped me out my senior year. I'm just forever grateful that I got through senior year, because they say junior year is your hardest, but sis, senior year was kicking my butt. Like, there was a demon in my closet. Like, the devil was trying to take me. He didn't want me to have any good. He did not want me to feel the glory of the Lord. He didn't want any of that. The devil had me on a leash. Had me on a tight leash. Leash. There we go, not leash. A leash. And I was just like, whew. It made it out on the positive side. And I wanted to film this. Well, I was never going to film this video, but then it started raining, and it made me think, you know, about the irony and the symbolisms of rain, about how rain washes out the bad and it's a sign of clarity. And I just made me want to get up and record this video. So yeah, so if you want to thank somebody for this video. Thank the rain, because if it wasn't for the rain, I probably would have never filmed this. And I'm just really grateful. And I want to say I'm also grateful for you guys who was sticking around with me, because I'm pretty sure you guys can tell when I'm not like the happiest when I post on my social medias and stuff like that, or you can tell I'm not the happiest when I'm like on the camera and whatnot. So I want to also give a huge thank you to all my lovely subscribers, because you guys send me a lot, especially on Snapchat. You guys always keep streaks with me or send me things on Snapchat or say, hey, I love your videos so much, and you don't understand how much that has changed my mood for me seeing you, or when I go back and read through old comments about how I inspire some of you guys. So if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't be as happy, or probably wouldn't have gotten something done this senior year that actually mattered. So I want to say thank you to all you guys, because you guys deserve it so much. And if it wasn't for you, who wouldn't know where I would be at right now? So I wanted to say thank you. And if you listen to this whole probably 20+ minute rant, I freaking love you. You are a queen, and if you're a guy, you are a king for watching this. And that's how my senior year went. It basically freaking sucked, but I didn't make the cheer team. I didn't get into my college. I was freaking failing. But on the positive side, I got into a very prestigious college, even though it wasn't my #1. I came out with over $1 million+ in scholarships. I got into over 30+ schools. I made some record-breaking numbers at my high school, along with some of my other classmates for Abbott. So, I mean, if you didn't get anything out of this video, don't let the bad outweigh the good, because it can really put you in this place of sadness, or feeling like you're a failure, feeling like you can never be nothing. And you can be whatever you put your mind to, and don't let no school or no freaking test scores define who you is, because as long as you know who you is and what you're worth, then rejection really means nothing. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching this freaking rant. And I know it's freaking random, but I love you guys all to the moon and back, and I see you in the next upload. Bye.